How's it going, guys? So for my paper, I did technology and education. Um, I will comment a reply down to below the video of all the sources. Um, and just by the way, my sources are from, um most of my sources are not from American writers, so they have very bad names, and so I'm sorry if I butcher the names, but that's that. Um, so technology and education is obviously a huge part of where education is heading. Um, a lot of the school districts are starting to buy into a lot more of the newer technology. So I'm gonna go through and kind of talk about what I found, um, and some different viewpoints actually. And I'm just looking at my iPad here with my paper. So I want to start out with, I guess, a pretty crazy statistic. Um, this author Chen says that 83% of adults between the ages of 18 to 30 actually own a smartphone. Um, and students that are currently enrolled in college are even higher than that, close to 90%. Um, and so, coming in, I guess, as a professor or as a teacher, you have to realize that your students have all of this technology that they're able to access tons of different things. Um, so, technology has advanced in schools more than just computer labs. I'm sure when we were all growing up, we had just computer labs in the middle of the rooms, or some people didn't even have those. And today, like in my school, we have an iPad cart that rotates throughout the school, and um, definitely didn't think that we would come to that. Um, and so students have constant access to technology. Uh, and when I was in high school, we weren't allowed to, have our phones out and use that to our advantage. But I think teachers and administration and school districts in general are starting to figure out that, well, maybe we do need to have the kids, use all the technology that we're paying thousands of dollars to actually use. Um, so using that to their advantages, it needs to happen. Um, let's see. So even not even just in, I mean, I know my topic is technology and education, but um, technology is used in hundreds of businesses, and that's why a lot of businesses are so successful because of the technology that they use. Um, let's see. Teachers and professors must be able to understand the the advantages of technology, such as a lot of teachers might not like technology simply because they don't even know how to use it. And so, why would they use it in their classroom if they struggle to use it themselves? And um, maybe even their students might know a lot more than they do about it. Um, so, using it to your advantage um, is very key. Um, let's see, scrolling through. Um, I a lot of the studies that I found actually um, were from China and a lot of Asian countries, um, even a small country in South America, um, that their school systems are almost based totally around technology, especially in the Asian countries. Have um, they have done a lot more than we have done in America, and it shows in their academic achievements and um, all of that stuff. Um, Obviously, this um, goes to show that for all of our online universities, like our class right here, I mean, we wouldn't have this class if it wasn't for the advancements that we have in technology. Um, Stuff such as the Zoom meeting. If we attended the Zoom meeting, we couldn't just text our professor and say, "Hey, let me create a Zoom meeting with you and pick your brain with certain stuff." And so um, that's pretty awesome. Um, one of the downsides, I wouldn't even, it is a negative, with all of the social media and stuff. That obviously can be a distraction, but I found that a lot of teachers are using Twitter, Facebook for different types of educational benefits. A lot of teachers will do polls on there, such as voting. A lot of teachers will have kids do research on there, um, and use those statistics on those polls for their research. Um, let's see. Um, that those social media doesn't just benefit the students; it can also benefit the teachers. Teachers are able to send and share lesson plans via social media. I've looked at Pinterest posts, and a lot of a lot of physical education stuff is on Pinterest. A lot of lesson plans are on Pinterest. A lot of classroom management stuff is on Pinterest. Um, so it can almost have more of a benefit to the teachers than it can to the students. Um, let's see. A lot of the school districts around, I think most of the Bartlesville um, schools have um, smart boards such as the Promethean boards. I haven't personally, being in PE, I haven't personally used a Promethean board very much at all, but I hear that they're pretty cool. Um, so if you think about if every classroom has a Promethean board roughly costs about $2,800, and so I would hope that every teacher uses a Promethean board. Um, Stuff such as ebooks, um, students, and you know, I said it. I said in my paper that we should think if we have all these iPads for the students to use at school, we should start to even download textbooks on from ebooks and just download it straight on the iPad. Um, Sometimes school districts have um, textbooks that are 15 years old and they're completely out of date. With ebooks, you can download the newest version of that textbook every single year. I think one of the coolest things, I guess I'll start to wind down the video, but one of the coolest things um, of doing my research is something that I wouldn't even have thought about being a topic in the technology and education. It was actually a school in, let's see, where was it? It was in Massachusetts. Um, they have, it's a charter school in Massachusetts. They have put in sensors that look like smoke alarms, and they those small little sensors are put in every single hallway around the school, and they can sense gunfire. Um, that sensor can then it goes to the police station, it goes to the administration office, and it goes on to all their computers, and they can sense where um, the person who fired the gun is currently going, and um, so I think that is extremely cool. And obviously, we've seen on the news about all of this, all of the gun violence going on in schools. And I think that if more schools could possibly implement these little smoke detector things, um, we could save a lot of lives. I mean, it costs, millions of dollars, but, um, obviously lives are more important. So, well, thank you guys for listening. Um, Again, it was a really cool topic. It was a really cool to research all of this stuff. I'm going to try to use a little bit more PE. It's harder than a regular classroom, but I will definitely try to use a little bit more in my PE classroom. I will comment the references in a link below, and thank you for watching. Y'all have a good one.